Last week at Fillmore, we taught safety. This week, we're going inside Lawhon Elementary. Elvis, the auditorium, the famous gymnasium here. We want you to see it all. And we're going to talk about relationships as well. So join me on part 2 of Your Story, Our Purpose, and One Heartbeat as we're at Lawhon Elementary today. As we talked about earlier, August is a big month. Start of school, you got Elvis Presley. Speaking of Elvis, this is his school. With me is the principal of Lawhon, Mark Ennis. And Mark, exciting times here at the school.
Well, you know, school just started this week, and we're excited to have the kids in the building again. It kind of gets lonely here in the summer without them, and we're ready to kick off a new year.
This is a special building. Tell us a little bit about the history of the building.
Well, obviously, we're known for Elvis Presley, and as I noticed last year on my first year on the job, my first day, there were 4 tour buses that rolled up Lake Street here, and I was kind of panicking because I didn't know why they were here, and then I quickly found out when I went back to the front office, you know, he had been dead for 40 years. That was his anniversary. So, you know, we're really known for that. Obviously, our school's been renovated here within the last year, and you know, with the bond money that the TPSD passed, this school has been renovated, and we're looking to even do some more things in the future, especially the roof and things of that nature.
Awesome. Now we're going to give you a little sneak peek of the school and why it's so important with the Elvis and everything. And you're going to have some special people join us and kind of give us a little tour. Yeah. So join us. Let's go. We're now in the famous auditorium at Lawhon. Well, Elvis Presley made his debut as a student here. With me is Margaret Gibson, a teacher who has 20 years of experience in this facility. You didn't teach Elvis, right?
Contrary to what some former fans say, no, I did not teach him.
Well, this school gets a lot of tourist buses and fans from all over the world who come here to want to see where Elvis got his start. As a teacher here, what is that like? Is it disruptive? Is it interesting? Is it kind of cool? What is your take on it?
From my generation, it's pretty interesting to me. I remember back as a little girl when his music would come on and I would scream and shout and cause my dad to almost have wrecks. And then to come and grow up and teach here, it's pretty neat. It's pretty personal. I always say, I'm from Texas, but when I meet people other places and I tell them from Tupelo, and I even teach where he went to school, it's just kind of a really neat feature that is exclusive to Lawhon. So I truly have had tourists ask me if I taught him, and after about the 10th time, I just say, yes, he was a wonderful child.
So this is the oldest school in the school district, so you've got that, you've got Elvis going to school here. There's a lot of history here.
There is a lot of history. He brings a recognition to Tupelo. In fact, one afternoon I remember we were coming early several weeks before school started and working in our classrooms, and all of a sudden there were 2 or 3 other teachers on the hall, and we heard this crying, anguished cry coming from somewhere. We didn't know where, and it was kind of late in the day, and we start tiptoeing down the hall, and we come down, and there is a group of tourists, and we're very open to that because we know how important and special he was to people, and they were on the stage crying because this was the stage where he performed. So that adds to the mystique of Elvis.
And there you go, the history of this auditorium. It's almost like a living legend here.
It is. It's what's even more interesting is trying to explain that to current day school students.
Now join us as we go down the hallway with Miss West and talk a little bit more about Lawhon Elementary. We talked about Elvis and the value that he brings to this building, but it's more than just Elvis. And Miss West, second year principal,
This is my second year here
second
at
year
Lawhon.
assistant principal. Talk to us a little bit what makes this place a little special.
What makes Lawhon special is the relationship that we build with our students. from August, as soon as they get here, that whole month, we spend our time focusing on building relationships with our children. You cannot teach a child unless you know a child.
Right.
So we talk about building relationships, we talk about accountability, we talk about responsibility, and our teachers know, they emphasize we're family, and we're learning from each other, and we're gonna build each other up, but we're also gonna hold each other accountable. And I think everything great that happens here, not I think, but I know everything great that happens here is based on the relationship and the rapport that we build with our students. So that's one of the most important things that we have here is relationships.
Including your counselors.
Yes, and we have Ms. Givhan here, and she is always there to support our students. And anybody in education knows that you deal with a diverse group of children that comes from family dynamics that are, sometimes we consider their home life and the situation is basically say that it's a horrible thing. But Ms. Givhan, she helps, she counsels, and we talk with teachers, we talk to those students, and we let them know that Lawhon is a safe place. It's a place of love, it's a place of respect, and we are here to teach you, to value you, and to know that you are special in our eyes. That's what makes us special here. This is why, as I say, we win. We win all the time, every time.
Elvis and relationships, that's what it's all about here at Lawhon. What an amazing school with a lot of history. And Mark, you showed us the auditorium, we walked the hallways. There's one more place that you wanted to show us, and it's the gym.
Well, as you can see, the floors have been refinished this summer, and there's a lot of history behind this gym, as some of the Lawhon historians have said that the Boston Celtics practiced here back in the 1950s. So, you know, every time I walk in this gym, I often think about that story.
We love history, we love our schools. Your story, our purpose, one heartbeat. Thank you for joining us at Lawhon today.